everybody, JC here with another T&I toy review. In today's review we're going to take a look at the new DC Collectibles New 52 Starfire figure. Now this figure is part of their Red Hood and the Outlaw series. It comes packaged in your standard DC Collectibles window box type packaging. You've got the Red Hood logo up at the top. You've got the figure clearly displayed in the window box packaging. You've got white and red highlights on the packaging to match the character, and then the name of the character down below. On the one side you have the darkened in image for the character, and then on the other side you have an image of the actual figure, and it tells us the figure was sculpted by Jack Matthews. And finally on the back we have the little thumbnail image for the character, plus a little brief bio, and then other figures in this series. So besides Starfire, we'll be getting Arsenal and Red Hood. And I don't have release dates on Arsenal and Red Hood, but I believe they should be coming out pretty soon. Okay, so let's get this figure open and take a look at what's inside. Here's a look at the figure outside of the packaging. And I think DC Collectibles has done a good job with the sculpting of this figure. I feel they've captured the overall look and feel of this new 52 version of the Starfire character. She's definitely well endowed as she is portrayed in the comic books. She has a glossy purple lipstick, and then her eyes are a solid color. It's almost a greenish metallic paint, it looks like. And then for her costume they've used purple metallics with some silver and red mixed in. And then she's even got like purple nail polish on her hands. And then for her hair, they've sculpted it red with the bottom of it. They've used a translucent type package or plastic to give it that fire effect. So again, for the most part I think the sculpt on this figure is pretty good. Now my figure has a couple paint blemishes, most notably on her fist. She has this purple splotch on her knuckle. So it's not anything major, but just something, when you're looking over the figures you might want to check for any kind of paint errors before you pick one up and purchase it. So the figure stands at just under 7 inches tall, about 6 3/4 inches high. Here she is next to the recently released New 52 Nightwing figure, just to kind of give you a size comparison. They're about the same height. Okay, so articulation, or more specifically mobility on this figure is very limited, basically due to the way the hair is sculpted. I like the look and what they tried to do with the flame effect and everything with the hair, but they used a very hard plastic which has no flexibility in it whatsoever, and so the way the hair is sculpted, it really just prohibits the movement of the head. She's kind of stuck in this almost looking down position. She can't really look up at all. Now you can kind of move the bottom of the hair, the flame part of the hair, so it comes around her body, and so it's like in front of her body or in front of her legs, and that allows her to look more straight ahead. But still, she doesn't have a lot of movement. You can get some movement to the left and to the right, but again, very limited with what you can do with that head movement. The head is attached on just a regular ball joint, but again, because of the hair. It would have been nice if they had maybe put a swivel joint in the middle of the hair, or like I said, use maybe a softer plastic that had more flexibility. Also, she's got these shoulder pads on her costume, which are attached with little pegs. Have the hinge so you can move them up and down, but they have a tendency to pop off pretty easily. So you can get the arm out, no problem. You can get the arm straight out without any problem, and even back. But if you try and get her to put her arm straight up in the air, like for flight poses or something, you'll have a tendency to pop those little shoulder pads off. They'll pop right back on without too much of a problem, but that's just something you want to be wary of. She has bicep swivel, single hinged elbow, but she can bend her elbow pretty good, and then she has a swivel at the glove cuff, but no wrist articulation at all. There's no midsection articulation on the figure. The legs are attached with ball joints, so she can do the splits pretty good. And she can get her leg out forward pretty good, and even out and back to some extent. And she's got a swivel at the boot cuff, so she has the thigh swivel, and then she has a single hinged knee, and then she has a hinge at the ankle. Now on mine, the ankle joints are a bit tight. That's about as much down as she can get her ankle, but she does have that up and down movement at the ankle. And then she has one peg hole at the bottom of her foot. Okay, so that's my review. Overall, I think this is a nice looking figure. I almost feel like they made this figure more to look at than to, you know, pose or do anything really with. But it's definitely a nice looking figure, but with the way they sculpted that hair, it really does limit the amount of posability you can do with this one, which is a little disappointing. If they had just used a softer, more flexible plastic, or maybe put some kind of articulation joint in the hair, then I think that would have solved the problem. But as it is very limited with what you can do as far as poses on this one. But I do like the look of the figure. I think they captured the look of the new 52 Starfire nicely with this one. And so if you're a fan of that character, then I think you'll definitely want to pick this one up. It's hitting comic and specialty shops now, so if you want to pick it up, start looking. And that's my review, and until next time, I'll check you later.